I'm JD Hagler with Aux'Arc Climbing. Today I'll be doing a review of the French Sandstone line from Catalyst Grips. This isn't so much climbing holds reviews. There's already a great place that does that called Climbing Holds News Reviews, CHNR, and they do a great job with pretty much everything that comes through on the market. What I want to focus on is how well is this going to work on your home wall. This channel is all about the home walls and the DIY, and for most of my stuff, I originally was shaping it, and now I've purchased a lot of sets to try and fill in so I didn't have all the same holes all the time. I still have a lot of my own shapes that I really enjoy climbing on, but I've gotten to a point now where I want to add some other stuff in there. And when you start looking at the sets available on the market, you find that a lot of it's geared towards buying a lot of holds for a climbing wall and a gym. So lots of big sets. Stuff comes in 10, 12 holds, and you may not need 10 or 12 holds on your home wall. You may need 3 or 4, and really you don't want 10 or 12 slopers or 10 or 12 pinches. You want maybe 1 or 2 pinches, a sloper or 2, and some feet, and then maybe a jug or 2 to help out along the way. So the reviews here I want to kind of look at are for your home wall specific, and what are some good companies and good sets that do that for your home wall, and let's break that down into degrees. So in this case I've got my 0 and I've got a 36 degree, and eventually I'll be adding a 20 degree to this shop. And how do those holds work for me, and how do I think they're going to work for you? Again, I've had these holds since about the time they came out, not long afterwards, so I've had them a little over a year at this point, I believe. And in fact, I bought them right after I wrote my guidebook. So I love these things. They've got a really nice texture to them. They're fairly aggressive for texture, especially new out of the box like most your polyurethane is, but they also go for a pretty aggressive rock texture. I'm not a big fan of the geometric shapes. I don't mind some. I've got some now on my 0, but I'm a big fan of the rock shapes, and I'm a really big fan specifically of what Louis Anderson sees in those rock shapes. These are, as you can see, a French Sandstone name, kind of based on Fontainebleau forest, but where you see a lot of those kind of shapes, because almost every company on the market has done some rendition of Fontainebleau. Most of them are either stylized or kind of soft. Louis appears to go all the way in on this, and I really appreciate that about this texture, and it's one of the things I really like about this line. He also does a really good job, I think, of breaking these sets up into a lot of variety, so that you're not locked into here's some slopers and they're at this degree, and this hold only works at this degree, and so on and so forth. So like this sloper I've been holding here for a minute, pretty level on top, but the more you turn it around, almost unusable here. This here's not too bad, and really all the slopers are like that to some degree. This one here, pretty decent on top, a little bit of a dish to it, a little more positive up here, absolute trash down below. There's even a little bit of ridges to work with if you really wanted to do that kind of thing. When I ordered the set, I got almost the entire family that was out at the time. That would have been the large pockets, the large slopers, the medium pockets, medium dishes. I think I got everything but the small dishes, sets A and B, and then the feet, I have those as well. So for my pockets and the large dishes, they work really well on the 36. In fact, they work fantastic on the 36. They're positive enough that they're not completely unusable, and you're going to be able to get grades of V3 on up, I think, pretty easily with them. V4 is probably going to be closer to your average on the lower end. So they're perfect for those. And the large dishes are really positive and great for finishing out on or break in the middle of it. Whereas you have pockets like this that are completely usable at their best angle, and to change your grade slightly, you're just rotating them somewhat. I think Louis did a really good job with the variability on these. The feet are good on all the walls. There's some really crap feet like this that are not positive at all at any point. You're going to probably struggle with those on your 36 unless you're, or whatever degree you're running, 45 or 40 or 50, unless you've got a kickboard at the bottom where they're usable. Your other stuff, like these, are going to be perfectly fine on the overhang or the vertical, and on your vertical you're probably looking to be able to crimp them. If you wanted a really cheap way to get into this set, you could pick up honestly just both sets of feet, and that'd be perfectly usable on your 0 or your 20, getting you grades from V1 all the way up into probably V4, V5. Really how far you want to go on that degrade or on that angle, because your crimps are going to get pretty tough at that point. The slopers are awesome on my 0. They've got enough adjustability to make some very difficult routes on my 0, and that's kind of where 0 walls start falling apart, and why you want a little bit of overhang is because they're very difficult to make hard routes on. Almost everything becomes fairly easy to just crimp on at some point on a 0 degree. So most places when they say, hey, when you're building a home wall, usually put in at least 15 to 20 degrees overhang. I did not do that with this wall. I'm glad I didn't. I'm going to build a 20 at some point, but I like having a 0. You just have to understand what kind of hold you're going to need to put on there. And for my In my case, I've just gotten slopier stuff and crimpier stuff, just smaller holes or less positive angles. And these slopers do a really good job of getting some good sized holes on that wall while still keeping up some good grades in the V3, V4, V5, V6 range pretty easily. So I think these are a great buy for your 0 and up. You start hitting above 20 degrees, and I think these are gonna get pretty tough without volumes. All right. So again, the textures are great. There's a lot of intricacies to be had with these holds. That's one of the things I really enjoy about Louis Anderson shapes, is the intricacies that he's done with the rock textures. And these are just great holes. Really enjoy these. I've had them up. Like I said, I've had several routes out of them. I've had a lot of people on them. They've done very well. There's so much you can do with them. And right now, they're running a good sale on them for for this video, really keeping up a little bit longer because of this review coming out. So if you want some good prices on these holds, go check them out now, because that's where it's at. Like you can see, I've got my prices coming up right here, where just phenomenal prices to be had, even when they're not on sale. When I picked these up, they were not on sale. There's still some really good prices to be had on your home wall. So if you're looking for a company that can get you a good variety of holds for a decent price, Catalyst Grips is where you go. And I think this set, this family, is going to be a fantastic option to get some variety on your wall and get you going for a pretty decent price. You start getting into those larger holds and they get expensive pretty quick. Catalyst Grips does a really good job of keeping those costs down, either by their supplier while still maintaining good quality, or by hollow backing their holds enough to get that polyurethane cost down. So really props out to Higdon for doing a great job with this company and getting some really solid skill sets into his shaping area with Louis Anderson and some of these other guys. Keegan Minock's got some stuff with him. Some good stuff. Probably more coming from them, but if you guys are looking for a set for your wall that's got plenty of variability, I think the French Sandstone line from Catalyst Grips is a great place to go, and I highly recommend them. Love having them on my wall. Some great stuff. So thanks for watching. We're gonna probably have some more reviews kind of like this coming along. Again, I want stuff that's gonna work for your home wall, and I want to highlight companies that have done well to build home wall packs. Companies like Rock Candy have built some home wall packs. E-Grips, which is now Trango, has built some wonderful home wall packs. In fact, I have one of those coming in this weekend. Kilter even has some really good packs that are going to be fantastic for a home wall, with so much you can do with a small number of holds and a low cost. So those are the things I want to bring up in the future. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Go check out Catalyst Grips. I got a link down below. Some great stuff going on over there. Great prices, great holds. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it.